So again, now that we've taken the weight off, took the wheel off, that right there is really all that's towing the trailer.
Okay.
Makes sense?
Yep.
All that we're hooking up now left is going to be our lights and safety chains and a breakaway cable. Now, when it comes to hooking up the lights, I always leave one loop around the tongue jack there. That way it'll hold the rest of the slack up in the air. Okay, we're going to put a little black twisty tie on here over the plug first. So that way, once we plug this into this adapter here, we're going to wrap the twisty tie around the cord and just twist it tight. As you twist this knob, it sucks up the loop. Makes the loop tighter around the cap and around the plug so it can't come back out. In other words, it's just like tying a string and a knot around it. But to get it off, turn the cap the opposite direction and it opens the loop back up. And you just slide it back over and unplug your cord. But make sure that goes in there, that way they don't come out on you.
Yep. Sounds good.
Now your chains, again, chains and breakaway cable here, all this stuff has to go under the bars. Okay, so always remember that. And they have to be crisscrossed. Here in the state of Texas, that's state law. I think it is in California too. So we're going to go to the right chain to the left hole, left chain here to the right hole. Okay?
Okay.
And then the breakaway and the sway bar are both going to be on that side. Again, your breakaway cable here, got a little loop on the end. We're going to put this carabiner clamp in there. So we have a long cable here with 2 loops on each end, okay? Oh, I lied. This little clamp here is not going to fit through that hole, so we'll have to put it on in a minute. I'm going to run it through this hole here. We're going to hang it about the same distance as your chains. And let's find the best way to wrap this up here. Okay, so what I did, I put it through the hole. Notice I ran it through the same hole the chain's hooked to. I'm going to run it over the top, then hook this little carabiner back to it, and clamp it back to this line here. So you got about the same distance as your chains here, and it's running over the top where you don't have to fight by looping it back through and all that good stuff. But always, the main thing is to make sure it's about the same height as your chains. So when you make a turn, this thing doesn't pull out on its own.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, right. You'd be trying to go and the trailer's behind you going,
yeah.
This box here activates the electric brakes. If something ever happened and the trailer got disconnected, it'll yank this cable here and yank the pin out of this box, set the brakes off on the trailer.
Can I put the pin back in once that's done, or just someone?
Push it right back in.
Okay.
It's like 2 electrodes here. Once you pull the pin, they activate. Put the pin back in, separates it.
Okay.
Okay. One personal advice. Notice I did this last. Okay, when you're climbing back and forth from one side to another, if
it's easy to pull it out.
Foot on this, it's real easy to pull out. Okay, if your trailer's plugged in with your 7-way plug here, once you activate that, it sends a hot signal all the way back to the brake controller. Okay, so it'll cause it to short out.
Oh.
Okay, so if this ever gets pulled and your trailer's plugged in, it's going to be a bad deal. A little bit easier that way. The last thing here is going to be your sway bar. Black goes to black. Chrome goes to chrome. Always hook this side up first. Slide your pin in here. And then lift it up to here. To the left loosens this. To the right tightens it up. Okay. Slide another chrome in here. Another personal tip. If you're going straight against that pin, you're fighting the whole resistance right here of this bend. If you will twist this pin like that, it opens the pin up for you. You just kind of wiggle it over.
Okay.
Okay. Now right here, you don't want to get incredibly tight. You only want to go 1 finger snug. I always put my finger at the beginning of the bar because you get a lot more torsion way out here. Okay, you can go a lot farther before it's going to get snug. So put your finger here at the beginning and turn this bar. Notice right now it's pretty easily to turn. Just turn it until it gets 1 finger snug. Once you start to feel your actual muscle turning it, stop and bring it back 1/4 of a turn.
Okay.
Okay. Now again, way out here, you're going to get a lot farther before your muscle starts working. Okay, which is way too far if you're up here. So that's why I always start at the beginning. You just want to apply a little bit of friction to this, so that way if the trailer goes to slide from side to side, this bar moves in and out as that takes place. If it's too tight, you hear a grinding sound coming from back here. Every time this bar slides out, it'll go. If you make a turn, turning to the right or turning to the left, and you hear a grinding noise. This is too tight.
Okay.
Okay, just a quick recap. We've got our sway bar, the breakaway cable. Always crisscross your chains. We've plugged in our lights. Okay, we've locked down the hitch coupler here with the little gold lock. Removed the wheel. And then lock our chains up on the 7th link. Okay? When you get ready to take that apart, the first thing you're going to want to do is put the wheel back on and jack all the weight up. Okay? If you try to take this loose right now, you're going to have all that tension pushing down on the bar when it goes to let go. Okay? So you don't want this thing flying around and smacking you or something like that. So raise all the weight up first. That makes it easier.
Okay.
It takes all the work out of it.